I talk
Right.
about this in chapter 3 of the book a lot, that the way we think about fossil fuels is dominated by what I call the anti-impact framework, which is at its core the idea that human impact on nature is intrinsically immoral and inevitably self-destructive. And so if you recognize that the way we think about this has a very strong moral hostility toward human impact, and then kind of an unlimited fear about, oh, if we impact things, the world is, the nature God is going to punish us, this kind of thing. If you understand that, it makes sense that when people think about our climate impact, they just think of it as this is evil and it's bound to be an apocalypse, because they're starting off with this hatred or at least bias against human impact versus just weighing it as you're talking about and saying, okay, what are the potential negatives of this along with the positives? What are the benefits that come along with it? Given that the negatives are pretty bounded, even in the more plausible, like more extreme cases, and we don't really know what they're going to be. There's a lot of uncertainty about how big they'll be, but also just even where they'll be distributed. Wouldn't you obviously just want a really robust civilization? So if and where these things materialize, you're equipped to deal with them versus impoverishing everybody. And then you're going to be vulnerable to a lot of stuff anyway. But it's really a religious thing. It's like the commandment
You're
is thou
right.
shalt not impact climate, or more broadly, thou shalt not impact nature. And so people view it as a sin, and they just want to run away from the sin. They don't want to think about this as, it's not a sin, even if it has negatives. It's just, oh, this is an adverse side effect. And how do we deal with those? And it's the
Yeah.
same thing if you imagine we thought that way about antibiotics, and you just thought, okay, well, antibiotics have negative side effects. And so we're just going to get rid of them as quickly as possible. And anyone who claims that they have a green remedy, no matter how unproven, let's force everyone to use that,
Yeah.
versus saying, no, we're going to always use the best form of energy. And if any of these green alternatives pan out, that's great. We want as many alternatives. We want as much energy as we can get, but we're certainly not going to force everyone to use inferior things on the very dubious promise that they can replace the thing that works right now.